song. There is nothing for me but to love you and the way you look tonight.
Welcome back. This is part 2 of a 3-part series featuring the Silver Spirit and Silversea. Our sponsors for this program have been Luxury Only, Byki Transparent Languages, and also MTN Satellite. Let's get on with the show.
In that land that wrinkles you.
As many of my listeners and viewers know, at Cruising Authority, I used to be a cruise director and an entertainer, and I worked on the ships for about 2 years. Let's go now to my interview with the cruise director of the Silver Spirit. Fernando, how are you today?
Fine. Wonderful day here in Monaco today. It was perfect. Great weather.
It was. I took a walk way up on the hill. Spectacular. Now, how did you get started as a cruise director?
Oh, it was so long ago I don't even remember. No, just actually I started in October 1974. I worked for a company called Royal Cruise Line. Doesn't exist anymore. And then I've been here for almost 17 years now in Silversea. So it's 37 years at sea.
Now, on Silversea, you have mostly affluent passengers. Tell me a little bit about what you think the affluent passengers enjoy the most when it comes to entertainment.
Well, basically, they like a colorful show. They like local shows. I think probably one of the most popular things we have on board is the local show. We hired a group of flamenco dancers, for instance, in Malaga. We had a wonderful belly dancer in Egypt. We did a wonderful show in India. They also enjoy a good comedian. They enjoy a classical act. Either could be a pianist or a violinist, but classical. And also, of course, the production shows.
Now, you also have lectures that you bring on board. What are some of the more notable lectures that you've had?
Oh, we've had so many. I remember like 2 years ago during the World Cruise, we had Zahi Hawass, an Egyptologist. He's the director of antiquities, or now the Minister of Antiquities in Egypt. We've had the commander of the Falklands, Sir Anthony Wilson. We've had Nigel West, former British ambassadors, former American ambassadors, financial advisors from big companies. People that can relate to the clientele that we have on board. So, but in numerous, really, many.
Now, as I'm going to throw this question in, but Fernando, do you get to use the services of a butler?
No, we've got a stewardess, but no, I don't have time for that anyway. No.
Boy, I wish when I was a cruise director, I would have enjoyed having a butler, that's for sure.
No, we don't get a butler, we just get a stewardess here. And plus, we just come up to the, I'm in a cabin, in a crew area. I got a very good cabin, but in a crew area, so we don't get butlers there. We just get stewardesses.
How long do you work on board, and then how long do you get shore time?
No, on this normally it's 4 on, 2 off, 4 on, 2 off, 4 months on, 2 off. This time I have almost 4 months and 3 weeks on. Then I'll have like 2 months off. That's the usual thing.
Is that because this is a world cruise?
This was a longer cruise, and you have to finish. You start and you finish with the same cruise because you get guests here for 4 months, and they get used to you. And then if you get someone else to come to replace you, it's not a very good thing. So we have. I'll be 4 months and 3 weeks more or less, and then I'll have a 2 months break, and then come back again for another 4 months.
Fernando, it really was a pleasure to be on this cruise with you, and thank you so much. You do a great job.
Thank you very much. Come back again.
In our first show, I mentioned how we stumbled on a little project after speaking with Mr. Kadish, the restaurant owner in Taormina. When I got on board the Silver Spirit, I did receive an email from Mr. Kadish, and he asked me to try and contact an archaeologist in Pompeii who recently discovered a previously unknown section of ruins and the ancient remains of a person who appeared to be frozen in time carrying a satchel or document. Mr. Kadish also sent me in his email an image of a seal or logo and asked me to show the image to the archaeologist. I printed the email with the image and brought it with me on my excursion from Sorrento to the ruins of Herculaneum and Pompeii. First of all, how do you pronounce the name of this city? I have a tough time with it.
In Italian, Ercolano. Ercolano.
What do Americans call it, or English?
Yeah, Herculaneum. Herculaneum.
It's Herculaneum.
Herculaneum.
When did this happen? When did this city get destroyed?
In the 79 AD with the Mount Vesuvius eruption.
And were there any people here at the time? Did they escape? Because I didn't recall seeing.
No, most of them escaped definitely, because they just found the 300 skeletons. So these are the casualties for sure that they found in 1983.
When did they actually excavate these ruins?
Yeah, this is from officially 1738, but of course there was something made before. That's how they began officially in 1738.
Silversea truly organizes outstanding and immersive excursions. The Silver Spirit anchored off of Sorrento, and we took a bus near the base of Mount Vesuvius to the ancient ruins of Herculaneum, where we saw remarkably well-preserved remains of various homes, streets, ancient restaurants, and a fascinating 2,000-year-old steam room and spa. This is one of my favorite things to do at home. I love to steam, but look at this. This is history. This is one of the first steam rooms ever. It's, I believe it has Greek heritage to it. But apparently what they do is this pool, there's a pool in here of hot water, and the people sit on this bench here to enjoy the steam from the hot water below. And there are tubes that go circulate the steam throughout this little facility in here. And then if you pan over there, you'll see where there was a cold water fountain, and that's where the men would go to rinse off a little, and then they'd come back and sit here on these benches and steam. How cool is that? After our visit to Herculaneum, our next stop was Pompeii, which was also destroyed and buried by volcanic ash. It was amazing to see such beautiful and intricate tile artwork throughout the city. We visited more spas and steam rooms and a typical Greek amphitheater. All of Pompeii was completely buried by how much ash?
This is 7 meters ash and blended with volcanic stones, lapillian promises.
And so they had to actually come in and dig out this entire city. How long did it take?
Like 250 years, probably.
This is where they would put the wheat inside of here, and then they would have large wooden beams, and then they'd have people turn this large stone and crush the wheat to make the flour, which would come out down here. So that's the beginnings of flatbread and pizza. This is the bakery in Pompeii. There's an oven in here, and then right here is the surface where they would make the pizza, not unlike what we have today. This is one of the roads in Pompeii that have been preserved. This entire city has been fairly preserved, all of the stonework at least, and you can see where the sewage system and the water system is, and they even have remnants from their water system, irrigation systems, where people get their water. Just fascinating. In Pompeii, I was finally able to meet up with the archaeologist that made the recent discovery, and I showed him the email I received from Mr. Kadish. The archaeologist was very surprised by the logo image and asked me who sent this email to me, because he explained that no one outside his small team could have possibly known about the image they discovered on the satchel or carrying case, and that they were able to recover the contents of the satchel and read the enclosed letter. The archaeologist went on to tell us what the letter said based on their interpretation, but he said they haven't been able to understand what it means. The translated letter said, Brother John has been martyred. His last message to you, Brother Escobar, is to know the epicenter of religion is inside the heart of Rome. The archaeologist gave me a copy of the translation and said, good luck figuring out what it means. He said they think it might possibly be a message from the Apostle John, who was martyred, and Brother Escobar, whoever that is, didn't receive the message. Don't miss our final video in this series where we visit Rome and try to investigate and determine the meaning of this letter. I think you'll be surprised by what we discover. After our great excursion to Pompeii and returning to the Silver Spirit, I set off into Sorrento on my own, and thank goodness I had my Byki app to help me figure out how to ask in Italian where the taxis leave from. We're back in the Internet Cafe talking with Stefan, the Internet Cafe manager. And Stefan, I wanted to ask you, how do you go about, or how do passengers go about registering to use the MTN satellite internet connection?
It is a self-service. Everybody can come anytime and sign up for it. However, I'm here to help everybody if has any difficulties in order to get on. And the only requirements are to fill up the name, cabin number, date of birth. Then you are giving the option to pick up your desired package. We have different time plans, starting from paying by the minute rate with 50 cents per minute, or going to 1000 minutes, for example, up to everybody's needs.
So there's different packages that passengers can choose to meet their needs.
That's correct.
Let's go now to my interview with Ralph Grizzle, who is also a cruise journalist and has been doing it for many years. I'm with Ralph Grizzle aboard the Silver Spirit. Ralph, it's such a pleasure again to be cruising with you.
Thank you, Barry. Pleasure to be cruising with you, too.
Now, what is your background with the cruise industry? I mean, how did you get started as a cruise journalist?
Well, I won't go all the way back because I started on a bicycle, actually, and that was in the 1980s. I'm a traveler at heart, and that's basically how I got into the cruise industry. I went to journalism school, went to work for a travel agent magazine, and then from there began to specialize in the cruise industry in the early 1990s.
Now, what is your impressions of this ship, the Silver Spirit? You've been on here quite a while. I've been following your blog.
Yeah, I've been on for, I think, almost 3 weeks now, and I started in Dubai, and now we're in Barcelona. And I've been on this ship quite a few times. I came on during the sea trials, so I've seen this ship evolve from the very beginning. I do like the ship. I like all of the ships in the Silversea fleet. And actually, to be honest, I prefer the smaller ships. So I'm a big fan of the Wind and the Cloud and Silver Whisper and Silver Shadow. Silver Spirit is certainly a great ship in that it offers multiple dining venues. It's a bit bigger, but still not too big, but the largest ship in Silversea's fleet.
So are you going all the way to Southampton then?
I am. I'm going all the way to Southampton, and it's kind of funny. I'm getting off for a couple of days tomorrow to fly to Norway for a meeting, and then coming back to join the ship in Malaga.
Well, it really was a pleasure cruising with you, Ralph. Thanks so much. And if you'd like to see more of our extended interview with Ralph Grizzle, go to our Cruising Authority premium site at www.cruisingcollective.com. Thanks for joining us. Now that you've seen the luxury of an all-inclusive cruise vacation aboard the Silver Spirit, take the next step and contact Luxury Only at luxuryonly.com. They have the staff and the experts that will help you plan the perfect luxury vacation. You've been watching part 2 in a 3-part series featuring the Silver Spirit and Silversea. Don't miss part 3, where we will unravel a 2,000-year-old mystery and further explore the luxuries aboard the Silver Spirit. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I want to wish you smooth seas.